So let's talk about MAGA, this conservative movement in Europe led by Tommy Robinson, the Save Europe Act, the pro-Israel movement, the Freedom for Iran movement. All these things are more connected than people realize. I think a lot of people misunderstand what's actually going on underneath it all. So let's talk about this. I want to specifically talk about a video made by Metatron shortly after the Tommy Robinson rally. Now, if you're not familiar with Metatron, he's a YouTuber, historian, linguist, a really smart guy, really well educated, and he's got some fantastic content. He is from Sicily, which is that little island off of Italy, and he's in the process of becoming a US citizen. Shortly after the Tommy Robinson rally a few weeks ago, Metatron made this video. I want to cover a couple of highlights from it. First off is this section where he's looking at the different flags that appeared there, and his take on it.
Let's go. Tens of thousands joined rival marches in London. Let's see what Susan is going to tell us. Susan, that's... Okay, let's have a look at it. You know what? Let's have a look at this picture. What have we got? We got Union Jack based, the English flag St. George based. That's the Iranian ancient flag. Irrelevant, based. I would say. I mean, I don't know why it's there, but if you really want to, whatever.
Based.
I see an Irish flag on the right. Splendid. Is that a Greek flag? I mean, with all this, normally I would say irrelevant, but after all the Greeks had to do and deal with when it comes to Nolan, I'm going to say, you know what, brother? Fly the flag. Fly the flag everywhere. I don't even care. It's fine. You probably need professional help anyways after what you had to endure with Nolan. Am I right? So the Greek flag gets a...
And the Iranians don't need some professional help after all that they've been through with the Ayatollah?
Gets a pass. People kept saying, okay, so this section of the screen over here, I see some white and blue. So is that another Greek flag, but it's just moving weird? Or is that a flag of Israel? Of course, if it's a flag of Israel, I would say irrelevant, since this is about England, the United Kingdom that doesn't want to become the United Caliphate. So I'm not quite sure about that, but I can't see it well. So for what I see... Oh, and by the way, what the heck is this flag? The black and red? Can you tell me, guys, in chat? Because I haven't got a clue. Hopefully, it's the flag for the English city of Durham. I did not know that.
So here's the thing with the lion and sun flag and the Israel flag. And yes, by the way, you can actually zoom in and see that that is an Israel flag. In fact, there's also a Scottish flag nearby there. And it looked like there was another Irish flag as well as a German flag. And there were also American flags that were there. But now, is the Greek flag, is the lion and sun flag, is the Israel flag, is the German flag, are those irrelevant? I would say no. In fact, when I was watching video footage of the rally, I'm pretty sure I saw a Japan flag, and I think that one's not irrelevant either. Nor would I say a Swedish flag is irrelevant, or a Netherlands flag, or a Belgian flag, or French flag, or a Spanish flag, or an Italy flag. I would have been happy to see an Australian flag, or even an Indian flag. Now, what does any of this have to do with the UK? This is where I think that Metatron is misunderstanding what the rally really represented. Tommy Robinson isn't just trying to save Britain, he's trying to save the whole of Western civilization. He had many guest speakers that were scheduled to come speak at his event, speakers from across the world, but Starmer actually banned a whole lot of them. One of the most prominent speakers that was supposed to be there but got banned from entering the UK was Eva Zvlardingerbroek. Zvlardingerbroek is from Netherlands, not the UK, and they were going to be speakers from all across the world. I forget some of the others that were supposed to be there. So why is it so significant to have speakers from Netherlands there, to have flags from Israel and the lion and sun flag from Iran, and Japan and Greece and America and Australia? And why are people watching this event from around the world? Why is Metatron, who is from Sicily, migrating to the United States, watching this video about saving UK? Why are people in Australia covering it? Why are people in America covering it? Why are people like Tal the Traveling Clad from Israel, why is he covering it? Because what a lot of people don't realize is that this movement is so much bigger than the UK. What a lot of people don't realize is this movement is not separate from MAGA in America. That this movement is not separate from the revolution in Iran. This movement is not separate from what's happening in Australia. We all have a common problem. Muslims are trying to take over the world. Tommy Robinson's rally was not about the UK. The Iran war is not about Iran, nor is it about nuclear weapons. No more than the Cold War was between America and Russia. If the Cold War was just about America and Russia, why did we fight so hard in Vietnam and in Korea? Why did so many US presidents and people from around the world support the tearing down of the Berlin Wall? Because the free world recognized the threat of communism, and it recognized that what goes on that side of the world is going to eventually creep its way into our side of the world. The world of the free people stood up against communism. But that wasn't just the Cuban Missile Crisis, that wasn't just the space race, that was also the politics of Berlin being divided between communists and free. That was also the politics of North and South Korea. See, back then, we realized that isolationism is stupid, it doesn't work. If we let our allies fall, we will have no allies to defend us when the same regime comes after us. And just as the world recognized that then, the world is recognizing it now today, except this time it's Islam, not communism. The main difference is that last time we had the media and the elites on our side. This time the media and the elites are more focused on preserving their power rather than helping save us from this regime. And this is why Eva Svardinger-Brooke started the Save Europe Act. Now, like Tommy Robinson's rally, the Save Europe Act is not just receiving coverage in Europe. You can watch live as people sign up, and I've sat there for a good 30 minutes and watched different signatures come in. People from America, people from Canada, people from Australia are all signing it. And I wish that people from Israel and people from Japan and people from South Korea, I wish they would get involved in it too. Now, I'm a US citizen and I signed it, and you can do that, but I realize it does not count it towards the votes that they're going for the Europeans. What that does for non-Europeans like me, for Americans, Canadians, and Australians, is it shows support. It shows that we are united in this. America, Canada, Australia, Europe, Israel, the people of Iran, we are the people who recognize the threat that Islam is posing. We are trying to save Western civilization entirely. The people flying Israel flags at Tommy Robinson's rally, they're showing that Israel supports this movement. They're showing connections of what's going on with Europe and what's going on with Israel. We're wanting to save Europe. We're also wanting to protect Israel from the same terrorists who are trying to take over Europe, the same terrorists who are trying to take over Japan, the same terrorists who are trying to take over Australia, the same terrorists who are trying to take over America and Canada, and the same terrorists who are trying to take over India, Nepal, and Bhutan. The irony is that in America, in Australia, in Canada, and in Europe, people are projecting it as racists and fascists. Well, if that's so, then why these same people support Japan? Why these same people support Israel? Why the same people support the people of Iran? Why are they also talking out about Nigeria? And India, Nepal, and Bhutan, they don't get enough attention either. The same thing that's going on in Europe. The same reason why there are so many protests in Australia. The same reason so many Americans are supportive of ICE. Because the entire world is facing an Islamic infiltration, and we're being told to accept it on the terms of tolerance and inclusivity.
What has been happening in Great Britain, and in fact at large in Europe, is disconcerting, where the local native population has been treated like they don't belong, while waves and waves of immigrants keep entering like a flood. It's not acceptable. This is not acceptable. And while they demonize everything that has to do with Western culture and our history and our roots, absolutely not. So yeah, make your voice heard. I just hope that nobody gets hurt. This is what I'm going to say. Let's continue.
Yeah. It's a global problem. We need to save all societies from radical Islam, just like our parents saved all societies from radical communism. Because if we don't, we will lose our civilization. And we do not realize how close we are. Iran fell from being a free, prosperous society to be a communist, Islamist, tyrannical state with one election. And how terrifying it is that people like Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and even the Pope himself are catering to the radical Islamists. Now, some countries are standing up. Some countries are saying no. As said, Japan is saying no. America is currently saying no. However, the next president might change that tune. There's another country that's saying no. Metatron covered it later.
Blah, blah, blah. It's a bit too late now, isn't it? This is the most common boy name in the United Kingdom. And I double-checked this. It's not George. It's not Stephen. It's not Arthur or Alfred.
It's not the UK. That's Poland. Poland has said no. Poland has refused to take in Muslim migrants. It's not too late for Poland. Now, I am concerned for Poland because as Germany becomes Deutschistan, all of a sudden Poland is caught between Islamist communist Germany on one side and communist Russia on the other. History has not treated Poland very well when it's been caught between Germany and Russia. Just saying. So let me say this to the Polish people, or specifically, let me say this to the Polish elites. You are doing fantastic at keeping your nation safe from Muslim migrants. You need to do more though. Not more with border control. You need to be supporting your neighbors. Poland needs to form an alliance with the Baltics and maybe with Finland. Probably even with Czechia, Slovakia, and Hungary as well. Maybe even with Ukraine and Moldova, and maybe even Romania. In fact, all the way up from Finland all the way down to Greece should probably be a new alliance where they're ready to defend themselves and their allies from the very real probability that Russia might go west and Western Europe may become Islamist and go back east. These countries, from Finland to Romania, they've been under communist Russia. You don't want to go back. These countries from Greece all the way up to Croatia, they've been under Islam. They do not want to go back. That's what Tommy Robinson's rally is about. That's what Eva Slardingerbrooke's act is about. They're focusing on where they need to focus. The UK, Europe. Trump is focusing on where he needs to focus. America. Netanyahu is focusing on where he needs to focus. Israel. Raza Pahlavi is focusing on where he needs to focus. Iran. I want Americans to be America first. I want Americans to be Make America Great Again. I want the British people to be Great Britain first. I want them to be Make England Great Again. I want Israelis to be Israel first. I want Iranians to be Iran first. I want Japanese people to make Japan great again. But we need to get past this migrants come first. The problem is radical Islam. Now, whether or not radical Islam is actually true Islam according to the Quran, that would be a theological debate. But for the sake of the world, for all that is good in the world, and for us to be able to uphold our values, our virtues, our Western, our Christian values, or in India and Nepal, their Hindu values, in Israel, their Jewish values, which are very similar to our Christian values, for us to be able to uphold our societies, Islam needs to be de-radicalized, or at least radical Islam cannot be tolerated in our societies. If the elites won't stop inviting it, we need to unite across the world, across ethnicities, across religious beliefs, and we need to join together in one global voice saying, no Sharia law for my nation. And I think that's what Donald Trump, Charlie Kirk, Tommy Robinson, and Eva Slardingerbrooke, and Raza Pahlavi, and Netanyahu, that's what they're fighting for. And that's what I'm fighting for. Thanks for watching, guys, and God bless.
Right now, as you're watching this video, thousands of immigrants are pouring into our borders.
We are that close to becoming irreversibly and permanently a minority in our own nations.
And I don't have to tell you what that's like. You know it. I know it. We all know it.
We have been talking about it for ages, but now it is a time to take action.
With the Save Europe Act, we are demanding of the European Commission to take a stance on what matters most. We are demanding of the European Commission to install a total and full halt on non-Western immigration. From now on, no one comes in and millions go out. Join the most important political campaign of 2026. Sign the Save Europe Act and join our movement.
Was Eva Slardingerbrooke. Was Eva Slardingerbrooke. Slardingerbrooke. Why is that last name so easy to say? Slardingerbrooke. But Eva Slardingerbrooke. But Eva before it is so hard. Eva Slardingerbrooke. Was Eva Slardingerbrooke. Was Eva Slardingerbrooke. Yeah, nailed it.